Strength is beauty. Beauty is strength. What makes you beautiful? She-Hulk by Titania.
Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Earth2 Discusses She-Hulk. It is myself, and I'm joined by Roy. I don't know how my audio is coming in, so I'm very sorry. I'm trying a new setup. It's probably not going to last if I don't like the audio. So, I'm just going to apologize for how I sound. Maybe I have to do this. Is this better?
It is better.
It's not comfortable, though.
Well, try it. We'll see what happens.
Okay, so, anyways, Roy,
I love
how did you feel about
Morbius background?
Oh yeah, I'm keeping it. It's forever now. It's never going anywhere. It's Morbin time now and forever.
Look, all right, Mo, I'm just gonna spill some tea here. Mo rewatched Morbius today. All right. What did I think about She-Hulk? All right, so what I thought about She-Hulk was I enjoyed this episode. I thought it had some like really good jokes. But I do think it was a little bit more of a step down from like the last couple. Like I don't mean that in like a I hate the show, it's so bad, oh my god, which is more like it was a little less funny. Like it more felt like they were pushing things forward, but they weren't like swinging for the fences like the last two episodes really did. So
yeah. The last couple episodes have made it a point to to also speak to the audience. I don't think this was not one of the ones that spoke to the audience. It also wasn't as funny. It was a good episode, but it wasn't as funny. I do have a couple gripes with the episode. Well, something that happened in the episode made me happy. I said that in the chat. But then in the same vein, it also I just have a gripe with it. It's not like horrible gripe. It's just a little gripe. So what made me happy? The male lawyer is a sneakerhead, so I was like, oh yes.
I was like, this is gonna be that's gonna be what Mo likes. Why did Mo like this episode so much? And as soon as the guy was like, also him calling him the drip broker was A+ joke. Like that was a good joke.
That was good. But what the gripe that I have, right, is okay for the writers. No one stands in line for sneakers anymore. If you lived in this world post 2020, no one stands in line for sneakers anymore. But the other gripe that's still within the same scene, right? This is in the same scene. I went from this.
And this is definitely changing the wheels on the Batmobile level gripes here.
It's petty gripes. But in the same scene, he's like, oh well, what? She's like, why do you need me to stand in line with you? Well, I need to get two. One to rock, one to stock. And I'm like, damn, that means someone is definitely not gonna get a pair of sneakers. If that was me, I'd be upset. But but again, I understand the one to rock and one to stock notion. Like I get it. So trust me, I still have gripes with it because it's a thing where if it was me, I would definitely do one to rock, one to stock. But if I was on the receiving end of like, if I was like right behind her and they were like, oh yeah, we're done. Like, because during the great PlayStation 5, what do I call it? What that whole thing with
Apocalypse
where you go to GameStop and they'd have like 3 per store. And if you're not one of the first,
you did the Hunger Games. Who has been called to tribute? All right, yeah. All right, we're gonna put a PlayStation 5 here. You're all gonna fight about it.
Fight for it,
and then
no, the PlayStation 5 thing of 2020 was crazy because I remember this one video on Facebook, and I watched the entirety of it. Right, this dude had a digital PlayStation 5. There's nothing wrong with a digital PlayStation 5. It's like for people who don't like physical media, right? Yeah. He had the digital PlayStation 5 and he said to like a group of boys, and he dropped the gloves and he's like, you guys are going to fight for it. And whoever wins, again, decided by the crowd. So you're getting your face knocked in. And there's a chance. So yes, the one to rock, one to stock thing I get. I've participated in. I maybe still do, but I have
on the DL though.
Yes, on the DL. Yeah, but I have gripes with it because again, it's petty gripes, but it did kind of really make me happy. Like, oh wow, this is the first time, I think, the first outside of the twerk. This is the other episode that spoke to me on a level.
It made the MCU feel very lived in, right? Like
Yes.
those are the moments that's like, of course, there's Iron Man Mark III sneakers
Sneakers,
that
right?
Stark Industries is selling, and like,
And
in
in my
combination
head,
with
I'm
Davis.
like, I wonder what they look like. Like I immediately did that, and that's
Well,
like,
they're in the little drawings.
in the drawings. I'm like, yo, is that them? I guess. But like, I wouldn't mind seeing like an Iron Man Mark III sneaker like in real life. Like this is a chance for Disney to like, you know what, we can get in the sneaker game and not make them ugly, but make them like. I'm pretty sure you can get sneakerheads to buy MCU sneakers.
Well, because you'd also get idiots that just Marvel stuff to buy them. So
Right.
you get all the idiots, all the
Yeah.
knuckleheads, as my father would say.
Yes. And if they look good, I might be one of the idiots. Listen.
I mean, look, I got baby Yoda Adidas's that I wear, so
I love it.
I'm definitely an idiot.
Ain't no shame in your game, man. Ain't no shame in your game. No, but seriously, the She-Hulk show, and I was telling a friend of mine today who's watching it, right? He's like, yeah, I listen to the podcast, I watch your shows, and this is a show that doesn't really connect with me. And I'm like, okay, so if you look at Moon Knight, you look at outside of Moon Knight, those have been like the really serious, like deep and thought-provoking shows. This is the one that just feels like a break. And then it took him a second, and he replied, "You know what? You're right. If you're looking for like those shows, they exist. I think this was a conversation we're having in our chat. Those shows exist.
We're about to get one of them in like a week.
Right? Go revisit those shows. Go watch those shows again, or the content is out there. Go if you see the episode of Daredevil that might be coming next week. If you haven't, hold on.
All right.
If you haven't seen the show, fuck it. This is a spoiler show anyway, so I don't understand. But
I mean, it's also not that big of a spoiler.
It's just not.
Disney's already spoiled what happens.
Right. Yeah, and I think also what's his name? What's the actor name? Charlie Cox did an interview at D23 and pretty much almost like told you what he's going to be doing, like told you how many episodes and what he's going to be doing.
It's rumored like he wasn't clear. Actually, I listened to the interview. He's not really clear. He doesn't just say he's in one episode. He says in an episode that we did.
Right. He does.
So he could be in 2 episodes.
Multiple, but I mean, he's let you know at this point that he's a fixture.
They've released a clip of him and Jen like doing googly eyes at a bar with each other. Like they're not hiding that that's in this show.
Right, exactly. I think so my thing is, if you don't like what is going to happen with Daredevil here, it's fine. Netflix Daredevil still exists, right? Like these things, I don't know why I'm doing this on the show. We're supposed to be this tangent I'm going on. I don't know why I'm doing this. I find myself doing this a lot with stuff that we watch now. Stuff exists for you. Go patronize that, right? If people want to have fun here, they're allowed to do that. Anyways, back to She-Hulk. So what were your high notes for the episode? Because I
agree with you. All the stuff with She-Hulk's friends, Pug and what's the character's name? Escaped me. Her best friend.
I don't want to say
Nikki.
Okay, Nikki.
Yeah.
Is like the name for like almost every character.
Yeah. Was gas though. Like
the
Avengers was a good joke.
And then if you don't want the Avengers, there's the Avengers.
That was a good joke.
Yes,
and
it was.
Like also the thing about like there's a lot of like one of the things I like about She-Hulk, and my sense of humor can sometimes be like this. It's like there's not a lot of like laugh out loud, oh my god, I'm gonna like split, but there's a lot of like just good lines that show a understanding of the universe, like constantly being on about Jen being an Avenger and whether she's not an Avenger, where like Nikki's changing like what her story of like what Jen is going to be in the Avengers. I find that really amusing. That's the kind of stuff that gets me. Like I enjoy in this show that it makes the Marvel Cinematic Universe feel like more lived in, like where it's just like there's these minor details where you're like, oh, this is a fun thing that could happen if the MCU was a real place. And there's like a lot of it jam-packed into this episode, which were the high points for me.
Yeah, because the other shows are just character shows, right? Like
Yeah.
WandaVision, and it was a character show, and it was a character show in the city that no one like. Honestly,
No one
outside of
gives a shit
Doctor
about
Strange,
Westview.
yes, exactly. Um, and even in Doctor Strange, it was a line. It was a couple lines of dialogue. It wasn't like a whole like she's. It feels like she still hasn't, like she still hasn't. There was no penance for that. She didn't repent. There was no penance, and she ended up becoming a crazy person because of that in Doctor Strange. Like it just, And then what Loki again, character show outside the world, and then every other show has been a character show that doesn't show the actual world. She-Hulk has done something. It's connected with New Asgard, um, with the episode with
The elf.
the elf. It's now showed that there is a place in California where celebrity superheroes, get like fits from. Like if you ever wondered where these people get their fits from, there's a place in California that exists where they get it from outside, outside of the Asgardians, outside of Tony Stark. Maybe Hawkeye got his Ronin suit from, you understand? Like it makes you think about stuff like that. Like,
Yeah. Apparently, that's where, spoiler alert, Daredevil got his costume upgraded.
Right. And I like, again, they went with that yellow tint because they're not going full yellow Daredevil, right? It didn't look
No, I mean, if you look from the trailer, like he kind of just has some yellow
like yellowing.
accents.
Yeah. So I like
and then
that.
the head has some yellow.
Yeah. I would want to see a full. Maybe yellow won't really.
I don't
work.
think full yellow would work.
Yeah.
The full yellow suit looks a little ugly, like even in the comics.
Okay, so if that's the case, will a full yellow Wolverine suit work?
Probably, I think Wolverine would work. I think Wolverine's suit just looks better than Daredevil's. Like just
True.
like
Color,
I mean, yeah,
the
like
accents, yeah.
I like Matt's red suit or like this. I don't mind yellow highlights. I don't mind changes on Matt's suit, but I think like I never found the like Daredevil yellow look to be super compelling.
Really, I thought I think it's like because the red suit and the I want to say black, but the red suit is
we don't talk about that stupid like suit that he goes into like 5 times in the Daredevil show, which is, I'm sorry, like that was some CW level shit by that show. By the way,
the t-shirt and jeans.
Yeah, that we go the whole first season. He does. I'm like, you know what? That's the origin. I can take it. Then he does the whole 3rd season in it too, and it's just like, am I watching Daredevil? Like what is this? Like, I mean, I know it's art with a capital A because all those hallway fights and someone got their head smashed in with a door. But it's also come on, guys.
Right. I mean, what's funny is if they did introduce the yellow suit on the show in the 3rd season, that would have been amazing because it would be a contrast to the red being used by Bullseye. That would have been a great choice to do that then, or at least do the accents, not full yellow. But
I'm excited to see what his suit looks like in action.
I am too.
Either next week or the week after. Yeah.
Yeah. Is it also gonna have DD on it? I don't know. I will say something though. I think so. Here's another thought, right? I think the CG of the show, unless She-Hulk is going to be doing like action, is not like they don't put focus on those on that because I think the CG again regressed to what was that? What was the Megan episode where she was walking?
Yeah.
I think it didn't look as bad as that episode,
no,
but it wasn't as clean as say last week when she was in the
Yeah. No, I agree.
Where's my water? Go ahead. I'm just looking for my water.
I think I agree. I think also, I mean, someone pointed this out actually on the internet that I think is true. She just looks bad in that suit. Like I think whenever she's suit. like the office scene, she looks particularly bad, and like with her hair pulled back, it's just like a weird. Yeah, like it's very Uncanny Valley. Like her face looks thinner than it does in like when she has her hair kind of like in traditional She-Hulk.
Mm-hmm.
Like she looked better in like the scene where they were in the the salon, not the salon. I don't know the
the
fashion pop up.
guys, yeah,
The guy's tailor shop.
the tailor shop, yeah.
Yeah, like she looked better in that. I just think she looks particularly bad in the office sequences, and then somewhat bad in the courtroom sequences.
So here's my thought on the suits, right? I think my thought on the suits is it's supposed to, as much as I hate the ugly duckling trope, like the you look like this at first, and now you pull your hair back, you take your glasses off, and now you're like the hottest thing.
Are you saying that She-Hulk could be all that?
I think so, because
she's all that, you could say.
I get it.
Yeah, thank you, Mo.
I was slow, but I get it. I was slow, but I got it.
We got there.
Finally got there. No, but I think that's what they're doing with her. I think because again, the suit on Jen is ugly as well. It's frumpy. I think we're gonna get, so the whole idea of the makeover. That's exactly. I think we're gonna get a makeover next week, right?
Yep.
She's gonna come out and look different, and then they're gonna make her up. And I think Jen is also gonna go through some sort of makeover to kind of match, the energy a little bit, because. So and this episode also harkens, like, this is how great I think the writing is, or good I think the writing is. I mean, I say great because people think it's not great writing. It harkens back to episode 1 when the Hulk tells her, Professor Hulk tells her, who's your best friend?
Spandex, yeah.
And so the material that he calls for, the tailor calls for, is gonna be, it's smart. I think the show is smart.
Yeah,
people don't get a lot of credit for itself.
I think the show is also like layered in this theme, right? Like they're not like hammering you over the face with it. I mean, it's not the most subtle thing, but it's still like not in your face. That like the line is like, where is Jen and where is She-Hulk, right?
Yes.
And and then like this episode does build that theme, right? Like Jen's willingness to like humiliate herself, like
correct,
to prove herself and become She-Hulk. Like I think what they're trying to do is like merge Jen and She-Hulk into a single entity rather than like the polarization, right? I mean, it's similar to like Bruce and the Hulk, but like but She-Hulk, what's different, I think, and what Jen is going to, I think, here is this, like, the Hulk is treated as like kind of a separate entity from Banner.
Yes.
But that's like not what She-Hulk is to Jen, right? It's more of like a part of her, and her coming to terms with what it means to be that, I think, is like this theme that's being built throughout the season. This episode does a good job of exploring it in kind of a fun way.
So two additional characters showed up this week. Well, rather than 3. Titania again. What's his name? The creepy date guy.
I don't know what his name is. Creepy dude.
Creepy date guy. And then her attorney, who technically
Book was her last name. I don't remember what her first name was.
Colleague, right?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna run through those characters. And what did you think of all 3?
The creepy guy just felt like spinning a plate. So I don't like have a strong opinion, right? It was just like trying to remind you, like Chekhov's creepy man, right? Like, it's just like, guy, remember this guy exists,
right?
So I don't really have like a lot of thoughts. Tanya, I thought was pretty good in this episode. There's some really good jokes. I think her performance is like a little understated. Like I expected her to have a bigger presence in the episode, but there were some good jokes, like the whole ad campaign at the beginning was great. Like what we had at the beginning here, like, but also like the billboards. Also love the like passive aggressive thing when she goes to her show, and then they take the like picture, like Jen takes her the selfie with that was funny. Like that was like a well structured thing. But I felt like just like she's a little less of a presence in this episode than I thought. I think the performance was good, and I think she's funny. Like the actress has great comedic timing, and just watch The Good Place.
Yes.
Find out.
Yes.
So I'm happy overall with the casting and the character, but I do wish she had been given more to do in this episode than just kind of be a little bit of like an understated foil, which again felt a little weird for what the character is supposed to be.
Okay.
Am I
And
missing? Oh, the co-lawyer.
mhm.
She was fine. Like she was just an Ally McBeal character.
Yes,
Like,
100%. She was a serious Ally McBeal character. I thought she was fun as well. I
that
like.
lady's played the same like serious black lawyer lady like in 5 different lawyer shows.
No,
Like,
I think so. I think at this point, the only other thing I've seen her in that's not lawyer lady is Altered Carbon on Netflix.
oh right, she's Alter Carvin, yeah.
Yeah. Um,
But she was pretty serious in that too, if I remember right.
really serious. She's serious. But unlike you, I did not care for Tanya. I didn't. I thought the ad campaign was great. I thought the beginning piece of it was great. I didn't really care for her loss. The courtroom scenes with Tanya in it. I think they're trying to set her up, and I don't know if I like it per se. It's not landing with me. I'll say
Yeah,
that.
that's fair.
Creepy date guy. I think they're trying. He's back again. I think they're trying. Hey, this guy. Something is going to happen with this guy. Pay attention. Go with
Agreed.
him. Now, as to what's going to happen, didn't we? Like guess that he was, because he was asking her and he said the words he said last week. He's probably like he's either he's probably the one that hired the wrecking crew.
Oh yeah, I think so.
Okay.
And so I think like there's gonna be some kind of like big villain, right? That she's gonna fight at the end. Like I don't think we're gonna get like
she has to.
We're not gonna get like Jen stopping some glowing thing in the sky kind of
I hope
thing.
not. Yeah.
But I mean, unless they make fun of it, like if they somehow make fun of.
Oh, I would love it. I think if they do that and make fun of it, it'll catapult the show into greatness. I don't think it would be a greater show.
But I don't think they're gonna do that. But I think he could easily be the like big antagonist of the last couple of episodes, right? If it's revealed that he like hired the wrecking crew, or like maybe it's how we get Red Hulk. Maybe he becomes Red Hulk, right? Like and fights.
Oh yeah, because is not here anymore.
Yeah, William Hurt passed away. I mean, there's like some options. I mean, there's also a chance. All right. Kind of spoiler alert, not for She-Hulk the show, but for things that Disney has announced.
Right.
Disney has announced that the leader is going to be the villain of the next Captain America movie.
Ooh, so we could be seeing him here.
We could be seeing him here. So that's also an option. Like I'm not guaranteeing or even predicting or anything like that, but that is an option, right?
Because if I remember correctly, the leader is also Gamma. He was
he's created at the end of Incredible Hulk, if I remember right.
Wait, the movie?
The movie, yeah, right. Doesn't he get like exposed to Gamma? Because or is the dude just in the Hulk in that movie? I know they cast the guy who plays the leader, and he is in Incredible Hulk.
I think he was affected by it, but because Marvel and rights, we never saw that go anywhere.
So knowing Marvel, the way they've been in Phase 4, they're going to try to find some way to test balloon out the character, and him showing up at the end of the show would not be, I think, out of the realm of reason.
Right. So yeah, I'm with that. I can understand that. Plus, I think there's also a promo of her in her spandex suit and some sneakers. So I think that is something that they're not going to waste that promo, right? She has to fight someone.
I mean, she's going to fight. I mean, I think she's going to have an action sequence where she fights with Matt. Like, you're not going to have Daredevil and give him a new suit and not fight like Matt one-on-one, but like fight with Matt.
Fight with him,
like, yeah. They're going to have a Daredevil She-Hulk team up. Like you don't.
It'd be so dope. And like then you don't stuff. Charlie Cox.
Are you a believer that Matt Murdock is gonna smash like and subscribe to like the button?
Oh yeah, the like and subscribe button would definitely be smashed. That court scene was brutal though, with the dates. That was their dates. Oh,
that was brutal. And I think yeah. Go ahead.
No. Go ahead.
Well, it just hammers home that theme, right? Like also when Jen says like, I felt Jen's energy. She's like, I can always leave it up to me to like humiliate myself, right? Like I think it's building the character, right? Like I think up, and I think there's gonna be a moment where Jen is gonna have to come to terms with these changes in her life, and it's gonna end up being for the better.
Right. Because they played with it all throughout, right? When she fought the wrecking crew and then looked at herself in the mirror, right? And then she came to terms with the fact that if she wanted to date, she had to go that route. It's something that they've played with a lot. So I am definitely I'm definitely trying to see how they flesh that out. I want to see, like, I'm interested in seeing. Sorry, I'm definitely interested in seeing how they flesh that out. That's a huge theme that I really want to see. But it was brutal. And then the worst part of it was when the guy was like, "Yeah, she's not my type," and then her co-lawyer goes, "Don't listen to what that is." Insanely attractive man has to say about you.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
So I mean, it confirms what we said, that the guy, that he was just a dude.
Yeah,
and he wanted to smash She-Hulk, but not as soon as he saw Jen, he was.
I think he would have stayed if She-Hulk made him breakfast. I think he would have stayed. Yeah.
Yes, but as soon as it was Jen, which that was still like the most heartbreaking.
It's still tough.
It's
because she's still Jen and She-Hulk. It's just yikes.
I mean, like, we know that there's like 3 major things that have showed up in the promos that have not happened yet. One is Daredevil.
Correct.
2 is something with. There's going to be more Tim Roth, right? There's that like sequence that was in the last trailer.
It looks like
a therapy thing.
Yeah, therapy session.
Yeah, with super villains or whatever. So that will be. So we're going to get more Tim Roth. We're going to get Matt Murdock. And then the other one is, oh my God, why is it like? Oh, like a garden party or something that she attends and
where she struts, right?
She struts, but also like, so there's gonna be a fight between the two of them.
Right.
Like, that was in the latest trailer. It's kind of like implying that they're gonna fight.
Yes.
So,
are we done with Wong?
I think we are. Unless he comes back.
Boo.
But I mean, Benedict Wong's a busy man, so
yeah. He's busy being the master. Not the master.
The Sorcerer Supreme.
Right.
Master of the Mystic Arts.
Universe.
Well, he's Master of the Mystic Arts, so.
I was thinking Master of the Universe, and I have no idea why I did that. None.
I don't know.
Did we miss anything this episode? Oh, the boba shop.
That was a good joke. I mean, that sequence was just great. Again,
it was.
Bongers was just.
No, but Avengers sent me, like, because if you say it enough times, Avengers, like, it'll at some point sound like you're saying Avengers. Like, yeah, it sent me, because he was like, "Oh, if you don't like Avengers, we got one with a different vowel in it." So, like.
Also, the art being slightly off color.
Yes, and they looked like pops. Like, it was just like it was amazing. It was amazing. Like,
it was great.
It was also Marvel poking fun at the fact that they get like counterfeit Marvel stuff. Like, they know it exists. Like, do you like She-Hulk is kind of meta, and I love it. I love it. There wasn't a lot of fourth wall breaking in this episode.
There was just that one thing about the suit. And I'm sorry. Also, when Nikki says to him in Chinese, "We're not the cops," he goes, "Do you think I'm Chinese?" That was also
that was just funny. Like, it was awkward.
It was awkward, but it was like standard comedy awkward.
Yes.
Like,
it was awkward funny. I was like, okay. First of all, he really did reply in English, like, "Do you think I'm Chinese?" So you understood, or do you just know?
Or he might have just recognized it as Chinese.
It sounds like Chinese, right.
Yeah.
It probably happens to him a lot. So, so it's something that he's used to. And the show was funny. It just wasn't.
I agree.
So it was a question I asked a couple weeks ago, and I'm asking again. Are we going to top the twerk herd around the world? It's 2 episodes past that episode.
The only thing that can do it is Matt Murdock. Whatever they do with Matt Murdock. Like, that's the only thing that can top
it. Are you ready for that?
Oh, I'm I mean, Mo, we're gonna have a hell of a week next week because
Okay.
we're possibly getting Matt Murdock
Mm-hmm.
and we're getting Andor.
Oh shit.
And
I'm not ready. So
and then
that's
whatever House of the
Wednesday.
Dragons does on Sunday. I mean, who the fuck knows?
You need to
But
heal, okay? I think after the season of House of Dragon, you should go do therapy because you need
but,
to heal.
I mean, I should just do therapy anyway. But
right. It's yes. We recommend therapy to all of us.
we do. Good point though. Well, I one of the things I was actually thinking about this today. I was like, I think it's smart if they have Daredevil show up next week because Andor is going to eat up, excuse me, a lot of oxygen next week.
Yes.
But also, if Daredevil is on She-Hulk, that will be like a 1-2 punch for Disney, where you're like, Andor on Wednesday. Everyone's like Andor. It's either great or terrible, or
and then Daredevil, then
Daredevil.
No one is going to shut up.
Like that could easily, if they pull off the Daredevil thing, it could easily outshed like people talking about House of Dragon, which I think is the current king of / queen of popular culture.
Right now, and you would, and it's. I wanted to say something because this question was asked in the chat, right? It was so Will, where is Rings of Power right now? Like in the cultural, like where is it? And I'm gonna really ask you because you have students and you have people that you actually see every day and talk to. I do
that, yeah.
Yes, I'm gonna ask you, like, where is it, like in that, like?
I think it's pretty low.
Wow.
But this is this was my fear. But I don't think the problem really at the end of the day is what all of the go woke, go broke idiots are saying. I just think in the year of our Lord 2022, the audience for Lord of the Rings is smaller than you would think. And I think the audience's need for Tolkien-esque content is being filled in other ways. I mean, the largest being House of the Dragon.
Yeah.
And the fact that the Power of the Rings is fine. Like it is it's a fine show. Is it great? I don't think so. Is it bad? I think the people who think it's bad truly don't know anything about anything. But it's not like blow your socks off, like great. And I just think it just gets overshadowed. It gets lost in the sort of muck, I would say. And I think that's only going to get worse as like with Andor coming and being possibly a real phenomenon. Like it's Star Wars, it will dominate the conversation of both nerds and normies because it's Star Wars. That's just what happens. The normies may check out after that 3-hour launch.
Yeah, I mean,
but
it happened to Obi-Wan, right?
And Boba Fett.
Yeah. Well, as anything that doesn't have that little green guy in it.
It's true.
And it's amazing because Obi-Wan was okay, right? With exception of the middle episodes that, again, the thing, right? And I'm scared for Andor. I'm actually scared for it.
I'm confident. I'm choosing to be confident. I'm coming into Andor with the highest expectations I have had for a Star Wars property since I sat down and watched Attack of the Clones. That's how I'm willing to extend Star Wars a lot of benefit of the doubt.
That's
a lot of grace. I've enjoyed every trailer that they put out. Did you watch the extended scene that they released?
I haven't. I'm coming in cold.
I liked the extended scene that they released. I thought it was good.
Ever since what was the Rise of the Skywalker? I don't do like anything Star Wars. I come in cold. If I see one trailer, that's it, and then I'm just coming cold for it because Rise of the Skywalker had me like, I'm like, yo, it's gonna be the
Rise of Skywalker. Stop inserting. Come on.
Right,
I do it too.
Right. I mean,
I do it too. It's
because
Rise of
why not?
Skywalker.
No, but honestly, why not? Like, why would you just take that? Like, you know what? It doesn't matter. I don't
It
care.
doesn't. It doesn't.
Rise of Skywalker can't hurt me anymore. Yes, I've dealt with.
Well,
I've
it
dealt with
can.
that.
It can streaming on Disney Plus.
I, honestly, so that's why I asked you because so for She-Hulk to remain in the top two, because it would be in the top two conversation next week, definitely, right? If Daredevil happens, if Matt happens, it's in the top two of conversations, and then number one and number two would either be House of the Dragon or Andor.
Correct. I think Andor is going to be one of the top two, no matter what. Like, I just think 3 hours of Star Wars.
Right.
That's based on a movie that I think a lot of people
across
the board,
has
both
lot of
normies
goodwill,
and
right.
hardcore Star Wars fans love.
Has a lot of goodwill.
Has a lot of goodwill. Probably of any of the post Force Awakens, I think any of the post Return of the Jedi movies, it's probably the least controversial.
Yes, it is.
Like
it is.
I as someone who I have the controversial opinion of The Last Jedi is fine, but I also think The Force Awakens is fine, right? Like I think
Force Awakens it's pretty okay, yeah.
But there's some people who hate that movie. Like even before The Last Jedi came out, they hate The Force Awakens. Like
I don't hate it. I just feel like I've seen better for Star Wars.
Sure, you saw episode 4, episode 5, and episode 6, but that is also every single Star Wars thing you watched. It's not The Mandalorian.
Right. That's the truth.
So,
right. That's actually the truth. It's kind of sad. It's really sad.
Well, I mean, Adam Stewart has a great article in The Atlantic about these issues that you should definitely read. I think the title is Fear of a Black Hobbit. You should definitely.
Oh yeah,
you should definitely read that article.
Great article. But no, so ultimately, if Matt Murdock, wow, it would definitely bounce the twerk down, man. It would bounce the twerk down. It would definitely knock the twerk off of its top spot. By twerk.
The thing where I think we said this when the twerk came out, I think it won't just derail it from the Ben Shapiros of the world. I don't think we're gonna but I think among our cultural sphere, I think that if they do Matt Murdock in a way that the Netflix fanboys hate, it's gonna be like Daredevil Gate.
No, it would have break.
Like it's gonna.
I don't know if I'm ready. I don't know if I'm ready. Are you ready?
Oh, I'm not. I mean,
whichever way it goes.
I hope it comes across whenever Netflix's Daredevil comes up. The sheer amount of contempt I have for the Daredevil fandom, like the Netflix fandom, like I love the Daredevil TV show. Like I really enjoyed the first season. The second season was kind of started well, ended bad. Third season was really well done.
Right.
I actually don't mind Defenders. Well, the first half of Defenders, excuse me, up to against Sigourney Weaver gets ganked. It's terrible. But the first half of it's, I thought, good. Right? Like, I like both seasons.
I don't remember Defenders.
I
honestly don't remember that.
And, like, why Sigourney, like, when you get halfway through and Elektra kills Sigourney Weaver, you ask yourself, why was Sigourney Weaver in this movie or this show? Like, what was the point of her? Like to just be killed by Elektra? What's her point? What? Like, you spent a lot of money on Sigourney Weaver, and she just dies. She doesn't do anything. She just constantly says she's going to do things. Well, she brings Elektra back from the dead, I guess. But she says she's going to do something, and she dies. Nope. She doesn't do anything.
Okay.
She talks to Elektra a bunch. She talks to Matt. She talks to Stick. And then she gets stabbed. It's terrible. But anyway.
Didn't Stick die in
Yeah, he dies in
Defenders. Oh, okay.
But the fans around
I know.
Daredevil are toxic.
Oh, I know that. I feel like it has come across, but not to the level that I think it'll come across next week. Because you've been on record saying, like your contempt for those guys. Like you said it. But I think next week we're gonna see a different level. Mm-hmm. Okay, a different level of it.
Well, my hope is to channel some people in our chat. that people are able to come together to have a conversation. And my hope is that, you know, the Daredevil is able to hit the right notes for everyone. But I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think it's possible to happen. Like, people have idealized the Daredevil show to short of literally splicing in clips from the Netflix Daredevil show.
Yes.
There's nothing that can make these people happy.
Right. Like, you're going to have to do that for them. Definitely.
I mean, people were annoyed by his cameo in No Way Home. But,
really?
Yeah, people were like, "Oh, it's great he's back, but, you know, he's not quite. He doesn't seem like he's quite the. He made a joke. You know, I'm a very good lawyer. What's that?" Like, I was like, "What? Okay. I guess that's a take." Yeah, they didn't think Matt was treated seriously enough.
Oh, brother.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not ready. I'm not ready for next week.
I wonder if they'll skip a week, make us wait. But if they do that, like, no one's going to be talking about She-Hulk next week, because just Andor's going to get all the oxygen.
Yeah, if they give Andor its space, like, okay. Because if you do that, I mean, obviously it will make sense for Disney to have the cultural cap. If you
bring it up, my friend.
If you give, am I better now? I don't know if I'm better now.
You're better now, yeah.
Okay, I was saying what was I saying? If you give, I would, you know what? In the fall, I could see those. I could definitely rock those. But I'm saying,
I like the Iron Man helmet, which I didn't quite notice.
Right, right. As soon as I saw him holding up the sneakers, I was like, yeah, those are some Iron Man 3s. He did get them. One to rock and one to stock. But I was saying, like, if you give Daredevil, if you give Andor space for a week, right? Depending if the next couple episodes are not as great, right? And then you do Daredevil like the next week, then you take away from Andor, right?
Yeah.
So I say drop it all in 1 week. Give us, like, just blow your
wham
load.
wham. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, smash, like, just like and subscribe. Like, no, just give it out to us in 1 week. You know, let us talk about it, because again, if stories the twerk is that people talked about the twerk for 3 weeks.
I mean, people are still talking about the twerk.
Yeah, we will still talk about whatever you do with Matt. The thing, what's going to happen is Matt, like, it doesn't matter what happens for the last couple of episodes. As soon as you see Matt, the discourse is going to take off, right? And nothing, like, I feel like nothing that happens on the show would matter anymore. The only thing people will talk about is Daredevil until whenever, until the show comes out. Are we getting
8 or 10 episodes in this? 8?
I think it was 9.
It was a 9? Okay.
Yeah.
So, like,
IMDb says.
No,
I know.
Is Mark Ruffalo going to be in the next episode according to it yet?
According to IMDb, Mark Ruffalo is still it's 9 episodes.
Oh, it's 9. Goodness. Okay, it's 9. Yeah. Okay, so we're halfway. This is episode 5, right? So we're halfway there.
Actually, Mark Ruffalo's episode count has come down to 6.
Because he hasn't appeared.
Right. He's been in 2, so who knows?
Has he been in 2 or 3?
No, first and second. He was out.
Did he leave at the end of the second? Okay.
No, at the beginning of the second episode.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. Okay, so do we miss anything?
I don't think so. I think we covered everything. And gave people some Andor takes.
Right. Like, that's not still gonna happen. I feel like for the rest of until Andor comes, we're gonna be doing Andor takes. We're gonna probably drop an Andor take tomorrow, and then drop an Andor take on Monday.
Oh yeah. We'll bang that drum.
Right. Okay, Andor's coming. By the way,
I mean, like, Andor's been coming to me for like 2 months. I assumed it was coming like at the end of August. But no,
Right, right. If anyone has been anticipating that show, you're like that guy. You're the
I
guy.
am that guy.
Like you need a contract for.
I'm ready to be disappointed. Like,
I hope you're not, because you've really been expecting that one, and I hope it works out for you.
I also hope it works out for me.
Yeah, I have no. It looked at the one trailer I saw looked good, and I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna spoil myself. Not spoil, because obviously I can't get any spoilers. I'm not gonna look at every trailer. Oh my god, this looks so great. This looks so great, and then the show happens, and then I'm like,
why would they not live up to the trailers?
Get me out of here. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. But anyways, thank you, Roy, for making She-Hulk happen. Again, for those of you listening out there, don't forget to smash the like and subscribe button. I really hope She-Hulk gets a makeover next week, because if she comes out in that suit again, I'm tired of that stuff.
No, she's gonna have the new suit, the suit that's probably closer to her little leg that we have here.
We're gonna
get your water, Mo. Get your
Let's
water.
go. Like, look at Okay. Wait. How do I get rid of this? Okay. Thank you. We gotta go.
Smash that like and subscribe button, viewers, listeners, friends.
What the hell is going on with me right now?
Strength is beauty.